Hello everybody. Welcome to Shitty. I'm to the point podcast with Sully is cute who isn't just he's just there. I don't know why. The real bro 21. He's a gamer. He's a G. He's a G. He has a big penis. And Justin Saul, the main star. Oh, and myself, but you don't really know about me because I'm not.
Gang, what's
Yeah.
up, my guy?
All right. So yeah, there it is. Lincoln, Logan, Justin, and Solomon. We're all here. So Justin, what did you want to talk about today? What? Just
Today
give us
we
a
are
little.
going to be talking about a very oppressing male issue. All right, this is a worldwide issue that all men from ages 13 to 18 or 13 to about 20 or 30 ish have to deal with. It is. What would you do? You want to explain our topic today, Logan?
Okay. Our topic today. It's a doozy. It's a doozy. You're gonna really like this one, guys. Male penis size, and that's not a joke. That's not irony. That's genuinely what we wanted to talk about today. Because it's 12 o'clock on a Friday night and we don't
Actually,
have
it's
shit to
Saturday
do.
morning, so. But yeah, male dick size. I know that's a really out of pocket topic to talk about. Um, so around our age, puberty obviously is a thing. You know, things happen. Hormones. You know, everyone that watches these videos knows what health class is and what happens there. Is every female, I'm not naming names, that I've talked to about a relationship or a just a problem in general is that their boyfriend or ex-boyfriend or whatever whenever has not a big enough penis. What the fuck? Which I know it doesn't sound like a huge problem when you think about it, but men, shut up, dog. Men have a serious issue, and it's very insecure. Are very insecure about the size of it because women are seem to value that size more than they should value the personality of the person or the size of their heart or how they are treated. I understand if a woman is hurt by this man, they would go after something that is vulnerable to them. You don't do that unless the male in the situation has put them in a vulnerable situation. You don't you don't go after someone like that. You let that just slip. You shouldn't have to do that to someone, especially if it's just a mutual breakup. You don't go after someone's dick size, and unless you were
And that's
directly
another thing.
attacked.
People always argue, right? That okay. So if a girl is if I say, well, I mean, I date any girl, they just can't be fat. People would get offended by that, obviously. But when girls say, "You had a small penis," so like they basically use, "Oh, it was okay. I had to break up with him anyway because he had a small penis." That's like I really can't control that, can we? But like being fat, you kind of could. And I mean, I'd say this is just in my opinion, bullying people for being like really unhealthy. Like I'm talking really, really unhealthy to the point where you're like health, you're like you're at risk of heart attack or like you're at risk of like actual like
I'm saying like three,
medical
two
situations.
fifty, 250,
Yeah,
like 350 ish,
like
which
you are
isn't that many
like
people, but like unless you are like your build is that way,
yeah.
which you can't help.
But
Um,
if you are genuinely that unhealthy, that is a problem. I do not want to be with somebody who has those kind of health risks because like how am I supposed to have kids with somebody who is might not be responsible of their weight. It's because if they're not responsible for their weight, that just means they're lazy. What other things are they lazy with? You know, like can I really trust them to do things? Like, are they just gonna be like the 300-pound soccer mom who doesn't work? Like, do you really want that? It's just like really because like I can't control the size of my dick. Our kids aren't gonna be borderline retarded because my dick is like a few inches shorter than what you wanted it to be, Karen. Okay, like I can't like do anything about that. But you being looking like a whale, looking like a goddamn beached up fucking what? Fucking what? Fuck cock. Okay, cock. I'm losing it mentally, dude. I really don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I just fat people.
Uh,
Not the same as having a small dick.
the real bra, would you like to mention anything?
Yes, I would like to mention something that's not just about dick size. It's all about just, you know, really basic male insecurities. I think we can all agree that we are not the best looking guys, right? And we have to deal with that.
Very
But
agreeable.
this knowing that, the standards for how men should look, it's it's just so stupid because we don't want to change ourselves to fit what everyone thinks is attractive, quotation marks. It's annoying. Like everyone wants to get a perm because like, oh, if you have curly hair, you're more attractive. Some people don't want to do that and they will get completely bullied because they don't have like a perm. They don't have curly hair. And it's just stupid. Like some people don't want to change just to fit the like
Standard.
like what people consider attractive. But if they don't, then they don't have much of a chance with some people because they base everything on looks.
Exactly.
Yeah, like when I say I want a girl, I not annoying, not fat. Two things you can easily control. Like that's all I want. Why is that offensive to you? But then like if my dick isn't big enough, like people need to realize that if you whip out your dick and you're about to fuck a girl, and they say that it's too small, just give up. Just leave. They're not worth it at all. You need to find somebody who like like that doesn't matter to them. Because like we live in a society where that actually matters. As a freshman in high school, like right into high school, I should not have to worry about my penis size. I should be worrying about way like like my future, like my actual future. And nobody should have to worry about that because like in reality, if even if you have like a 4-inch dick, it's still gonna get the job done. You know, like
You
it's
shouldn't
like
have to find
you know
pleasure
how
through it.
deep does it go, dude?
You can't find relationship based pleasure
Doesn't
over
like a
their
lot of the
size of
pleasure
their
come
penis.
from the person you're doing it with and the emotional attachment that you have to them? That's what I don't understand. How do people just do it with random people, with just complete strangers?
We're
how does
not
that like pleasure you? I don't
we're
know.
not
I'm going
saying
off on a
that you
tangent.
can't have a preference or a type, but if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
start dating someone and they don't and you realize they don't meet your standards for, let's say, like you realize that there's something about their looks that you don't like, don't shit on them for that.
Yeah,
Like
That's
that's
not
the
that's
problem.
your
It's
preference. That's not
Yeah.
that's not just in general. You can't go,
Yeah,
oh,
that's him
that guy
like
it has doesn't
it's
have curly
yeah.
hair. That guy his
yeah,
hair teeth aren't right or
yeah.
his ears
There
aren't
was this
shaped
one time.
correctly.
Yeah, there was this one time that I had a girlfriend, and she genuinely threatened that if she grew taller than me, because we were like almost the same height at the time, she was going to break up with me if she was taller than me. And that it was not a joke. It was like she was dead ass serious that if she
That's
had
a perfect example of what I'm
yeah,
saying.
like if oh my god, I have to be taller, like what, you can't wear my sweatshirt, you fat bitch.
But like
Like
that's the thing. You can prefer taller people, but if you like let's
yeah,
say you
right?
end up
That
being taller
shouldn't
than
be
them,
that
don't
shouldn't be a
shit on them.
relationship. like that shouldn't be the deal or no deal in a relationship. It should not be
Yeah,
their
Exactly,
dick
right?
don't
size, their
bring them
height, the color
down
of their
for not
hair.
being taller than you.
Exactly. You can't control that. You can control your standards though. You can't control that you're not 6'4", 6'5", 7 foot and bulletproof. That is not that's God's doing.
Like, of course, like, you don't like.
Of course that's a
People are
preference, but you should not that should not be your number one thing in a relationship.
like, why are we even judged for that? Like, why is that even a thing? Like, I don't care if by societal standards a girl is ugly. If they're like,
That
shit,
shouldn't
I don't
matter. That's
care.
the
It doesn't
relationship.
matter.
It's the
Okay.
the feelings that you have for them rather than the looks or the
Yeah.
standards, if they're tall or not, if they have long enough hair, if it's curly, or it is their teeth aren't right, it's they're not straight. You don't know what goes on in their personal life where they can't do that with their hair, or they have something where their parents are forcing them to keep it short, or something with your ears which obviously you can't control, or with your teeth where you can't get braces because either your parents can't afford it or your parents don't think that it is something that you need. And obviously all men and women prefer to have straight teeth, are tall enough or short enough, or have whatever appendage that is like boobs, ass, dicks,
That's the
whatever size.
like,
That shouldn't
I do
be a
not care.
relationship breaker.
Like, I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but I really don't care how big your tits are or how big your ass is.
Yeah,
Like,
and
am I the
people
only person who doesn't really care? I care who the person is. I care who they are. The only ass and tits that I really care about, that I truly care about, that aren't on Pornhub.com, are theirs.
if
Because
they
it's
aren't
theirs.
milfs,
Not
it
because they
doesn't
look
matter.
nice. Yeah, bro. Not everybody has to be big titty goth GF, and not everybody has to be
Okay,
freaking Johnny Sins with his, measuring stick penis. His $5 foot long, dude. His meatball sub with
okay.
fucking provolone cheese and marinara sauce. Dude, why does it matter? Why does it like? Why does it matter so much to women, and then men do not like? They really don't care that much. Fat shaming a girl is different from shaming him for his everything,
And
like everything
fat
about him.
shaming doesn't is not a good thing unless it is they need it.
You know, you know.
There's a level of saying something where
Yes,
it's
I'm gonna say
okay, then
fat shaming.
there's just bullying.
If it genuinely affects their health to the point where they're at risk, I say go for it. Fat shaming is a thing you need to do
It
if
kicks
they're at a
them
point
in
where
the
it's
ass and
unhealthy.
tells them, "Hey,
Because they get to a point where they can't whine about it anymore. They have to do something about it or things are going to change. I do not view you as a suitable candidate to have kids with me, to live a life with me where we are successful and we are happy if you clearly demonstrate that you can't even control your own body with this. Now, I know people have bigger builds and stuff, and that's fine. If you have a bigger build, then you should be healthy. It's not your build that's the problem. It's everything about you. Your schedule, maybe that's unhealthy, and it like leads to symptoms of that. Maybe your eating schedule is like really shitty, and you end up like not eating all day, but like when you eat dinner, you gorge yourself. That's a lot of people's problem. Like there's so many
which
things wrong with
that
it.
can also be a
It's
mental
not just
thing
that you're
too."
fat. It's that like all the things that being fat, like obese to the point where it like is affecting you. That is like it shows so many things about you other than the fact that you are overweight. It shows so many things more about you. Like you guys say that you're fat all the time. I don't think you're really like at all. Okay, but that's a different debate. Okay, you guys are not really. It's not really your guys' fault, is it? Like I don't like who. Why should we care anyway? What does it really affect? Like, I mean, even though I'm skinny, I look like a noodle. Like, it's not like I have abs just because I'm skinny. My stomach is still unappealing. Like,
I've
I don't know.
I've had
I really don't know.
girls, the first thing that they say to me is, "Do you have abs?" Okay, I'm
That pisses me
six
off.
four, but I'm also 200 pounds. I'm not like obese, but I'm not skinny. I am
They
slightly
assume that's
overweight.
the thing. They just assume that I have abs. That's what pisses me off the
Because
most.
I take a picture from my shoulders up and I'm not wearing a shirt and I look like I don't have that much weight on me, I automatically have abs. Or you ask if I have abs. The first thing that you say to a person when you meet them is, "Oh, it's not supposed to be, oh, do you have abs? Oh, do you have muscles?" No, it should be, "Hi, how are you? What was your day like? What kind of person are you?" It shouldn't go straight to, "Oh, are you 7 foot tall and bulletproof?" That shouldn't be the first thing that goes to someone's mind.
Dude, why does everything have to be so horny? Why does everything have to revolve around it? People are like, "Oh, the world doesn't really. It's not that bad." It is. Everything like leads back to it. Everything you think of when you like, judge a person, it leads to it. It's like you're always thinking about just being horny and shit like that. And like, bruh, why do we worry so much about that? Why is that always on our minds? Like, why did we let it affect how we view people? Like, okay, I don't know. It just pisses me off that we
By the
judge
way,
people.
this is not targeted just toward like the body shaming stuff is not
It,
targeted
yeah,
towards females. It goes both ways, but we're speaking from our perspective and we
Yeah,
all
yeah.
I'm
happen to
not
be
saying that
boys.
men don't
This is our
deserve to
perspective.
be just as
Yes.
equally bullied in that situation. I'm just saying men men from our standpoint have these untold insecurities because us as men are told, "Oh, if you have
Yeah, yeah.
emotions, you're sad, you're depressed, whatever, you have anxiety, you're a
But
pussy.
when you look
Just
at
be
it,
a man."
right?
That's not
Yeah,
supposed,
yeah.
like, you shouldn't
Exactly.
have to
We
worry about
are
that.
women, girls their whole lives, They society we live in a society, guys, where where like girls' emotions, it's okay for
Are
them to
way
cry.
higher
It's
valued
it's
than
like it's
men's.
we if we see a little girl crying, we comfort them. If you see a 6-year-old boy crying, like what are you gonna say? Ew. That's what you're gonna say. I bet you're gonna be
Well,
like
what did the
maybe if you're
brat do this
compassionate,
time?
what's the brat crying about? Like, dude, it makes me mad because like their whole lives as a girl, no matter what age. I mean, okay, maybe if they get older, but like their emotions are coddled, and they're told that it is okay to feel these things. But with boys, it is a little different, and you have to admit that because our whole lives, it's like sometimes, maybe by our mothers or other girls in our lives, they'll care for our emotions. That's very slim, though. That doesn't happen all the time. But on the other hand, there is your dad, maybe like other male family members, your friends, your teachers, even. they all tell you to like, they all tell you that you just need to man up, and it's like, well, thanks. That I'm totally just gonna feel better for that, and I don't know. It makes me angry how like we're just
I definitely think that there are definitely problems when it comes to personality or whatever or sexuality when it comes to women too. But men have this issue where our feelings aren't valued because we're supposed to be the big tough man in the relationship. We're supposed to be the protector, and that's the way that society has put us on a pedestal for men, that we're the big strong huge guys that are supposed to protect the women because that's the way that society and standards have been put. And not all men, just because we act maybe a little bit feminine or we have more sensitive feelings, doesn't mean that we're automatically gay or we're pussies or we're not man enough for to be straight or something. And you
yeah.
can't automatically assume because we are less, we haven't found our identity, or maybe there's tough stuff happening in our lives or at home or whatever. And obviously the more attractive version of a male is if they're more masculine and they have muscles and they are
Yeah, yeah.
attractive. But
And like another
you
thing
can't
that
just go
brings
for
you
that.
more masculine feelings, right? Is if you are, a lot of the times, if you are a dick, if you play with women instead of that, you just have, like, if you're basically fake and you act like this big tough guy, you'll get bitches. Like that is what happens. If you like
And
act like a dumbass, if you just be a dumbass, it just works. Because like it's just like I said, everything about you just leads back to it. It leads back to just horny and sex. And like and they just judge you for it. It's just like so weird how
and
like
sometimes
everything.
it is our fault. Like if we don't like, there's plenty of chances where we have been able to share our emotions with people that we can trust. But it all comes down to we don't want to because past experiences, like you get bullied for that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Like it's like in our Xbox party, right? Like most of the time when like people like Sean are there or like Salman are there, and I don't care. I'll say this. Nobody has to stand by me, but I'll say it. Like we just get like judged for like what we say or anything that we say that has
If we
any
our
resemblance to like
action,
opening up, or like it's like a cry for help almost. Like it's like we need somebody to talk to because there's like no one else, and we joke about it, we try to forget about it, and we don't see that it's a cry for help until later, and then we joke about it being a cry for help, thinking that they're better now, when in reality they are not. It is really toxic, and we're never able to actually open up to each other. With girls, that's easy. It's just easy for them.
yeah,
They
because
go to each other,
they
they
have
cry with each
supportive,
other.
they're supportive of each other. But you can't you go to these older people. Say, I don't know, you guys don't know Sean, but Sean is 19. um and we're talking about relationships or whatever, or we're sad about something, a female or something else happened in our lives or a relationship or whatever, and you, not just Sean, but anyone older or in our footstep and our, like, what we're feeling, you getting continuously trashed for something that happened, or you are basing your experience with women to ours, that saying that women aren't worth it, women aren't this, women aren't that. Okay, we are not you. We don't think the same way as you. You can't automatically assume that we have the same opinion or the same I don't know, the same feelings about women that you do. You can't just assume that. That's not something you can do. I don't know, man. It's just
And we're
I
not we're not saying Sean. We're not saying we hate Sean. We're not saying Sean's a bad person. We love
Yeah,
Sean.
Sean's
But
it's a
really
it's
good.
just
problem with us in
sometimes
general.
it's hard. Yeah, it's hard for us to talk about stuff. It's hard to talk about stuff because you
We're talking
constantly.
bigger picture,
Yeah, it's
we're talking
everyone too.
how
Everyone does it. Sean just seems like he does it the most because he has a life. He's already
you
done.
know
He's already
he
gone
doesn't really
through
have
this
to
stuff.
worry about it.
Yeah.
He almost has like an emotional wall. He doesn't really have to worry about anything because he's
Yeah,
got it all
because
put together. And he's just one of
I
those
mean,
people who was
he
raised where he's like a really okay. Think about this. This might be a little controversial, but like Sean. Wait, okay, never mind. That was gonna be stupid. Never mind. Sean grew up with a mom, right? Am I retarded?
His mom left when he was 15. I guess that is kind of
When he was
something to
15,
mention.
I was going to say that like living without a mom like would probably mess you up in that emotional
Ex-
aspect,
yeah,
and probably didn't do too much damage. But he still hasn't had a mom for like a while. Like that has to hurt you like
yeah.
emotionally and like opening yourself up because like your mom is the person that you like really talk to.
And I know
Maybe your
that you
dad every once
you
in a while, but
can't.
it is really your mom that you like open up to a lot and tell her about things. Like, you know what I mean?
And I know that you can't, just because they have lost their mother figure or whatever. You can't go on and bully these kids that are younger than you or whatever, um because they are they are younger or they haven't had the same experiences. But you can't bully them because they have not experienced that, or you are just, yeah. I don't know where I was going with that, but you can't, just because you don't have a figure in your life, or you were born or you were raised in a house where you're supposed to be the man. You can't go on to other people and bully them because they're not equal to you, or they don't feel the same way with you.
Exactly. Why do you think male suicide rates are like way higher than women? It's because like, we live in like such a toxic like community. When you're like, it's toxic masculinity, okay? It's like everything that goes on between us. And like girls, of course it's toxic. Of course there's a ton of drama, maybe even more so than men, but they can control their emotions better because they can talk about it more and stuff. They can control themselves more than like us, you know what I mean? We
Like
we have a
everyone says,
problem
like,
with it.
oh, she's crying again. But when you think about it, she's just dealing with it better than
Really, like,
like we are.
oh my God, that's
Like,
so annoying. She needs to shut up. Like, I mean, she's dealing with it and she's gonna get
yeah.
over it.
And
She's
for
gonna
people
be
who don't
strong.
think that the rate of for male isn't uh, the male suicide rate isn't higher than women. It says right here, men die by suicide 3.53 times more often than women on average. There are 123 suicides per day by white males. So don't ever come at me or us because we said that males commit suicide more often rather than women. Males are not, I'm not saying to a higher standard, but men have their own specific standards that are, we feel, or sometimes other women feel, that are higher. Very rare in women because obviously opposite genders are going to think that they have it worse because that's just how we are mentally. But yeah,
And all these points, like, they sound cliche, but they're genuine problems.
yeah,
Like,
this
oh,
is
male
something we're
suicide
making
rates
up.
are higher. Oh, we can't talk to people because we always get bullied about our feelings. It sounds stupid, but it's true.
Yeah, this isn't just something we're making up for fucking content. This is a true problem.
I know, like, it genuinely bothers me that I have to worry about this stuff at my age. Like, why am I like sitting here just like, is my dick big enough? I'm 14 years old. Why should I have to care? Why should I care how much like of a man I am and how like I should be like this fucking, muscle man who should like be able to take care of everything with his family because he's just that good. Like, why do I have to worry about being that? Like, I I just don't know. It's like I don't want to be like this. I don't want to worry about this, but like I've just grew up this way and it's what I've just been like. Like recently, like I get like really emotional sometimes cuz I'm just a fucking pussy and like yeah. But it's because like okay, I'm going to get kind of real. It's because like and I know I don't have it as bad as other people and it makes me feel stupid when I'm
None of
talking
us
about it.
do. None of us do. We
Yeah,
are very privileged
exactly.
kids. None of us have it as bad as
Exactly.
most people.
But like my father has never really like been emotionally attached to me at all. So I've never really had a father figure and I've kind of like even though I talk to my mom a lot, I really like my mom and she's cool, she's amazing, right? I still don't like she still doesn't really know me. That's what happens when you get older. They don't really know me anymore. I don't really
And
like
it's not their fault. The older we get, the more
like yeah.
not the more, the less we want to communicate with our parents. It's just a thing.
Sometimes you
It
feel like
always
as a
happens.
dude that nobody really knows you because like you can't really open up. It's always this side of you where you're just like poop fart butt cock. Like it's always you're just joking all the time and it's always ironic and like everything has to be sarcastic and we never talk about serious things ever because that makes us a pussy. Like that's a problem. It's a problem.
I do see where you're coming from, and uh, as obviously in our teenage years and puberty and stuff, we're gonna lose our connection with our parents. That's just how we are, hormonal wise. But like, and I don't know if anyone ever like. I don't know. Only some people are like this, but me personally, I don't tell anyone about my emotions unless it's like my close friends. But my mom sees that and she tries to help me, but I want to help myself. But I want to help, like I want to make her understand, but I can't because that's just not how I am. And a lot of kids are like that, where it's okay, yeah, I bottle my emotions up, and it's hard to talk about my emotions because I've either that's just the way I am, or I've been shut down, or just bullied to the point where if I talk about my emotions, I get called a pussy, or I'm not man enough.
We okay. So this is gonna be a little controversial, but I don't know how else to word it.
Yeah.
I feel like men and women they both get uh the same amount of say a man is sad and a woman is sad. They both are this like they're both really sad, right? I feel like they women I feel like women advertise it more, like in quotation marks. Like if
Women
you
do.
like
I have. This could just be our age and the way that women are in our day and age in society and whatever. Is I can't go one day without going through my Snapchat and seeing someone crying on their story, saying,
and we're not saying
Like
it's bad.
even though
We're not saying it's
even
bad.
though we view that even though we view that as annoying and stupid, it's a cry for help. They're doing what's best for them, aren't they? They're still even though we
I
view it as
see,
like this is so
see, but
stupid, why are they doing this?
some people see
Because some
that,
people care.
but
They're
you
like, "Oh my
also
god, is
have
she okay?"
the people that do that, where it's like cry. It's the boy who cried wolf, where they do that every time something minorly inconvenient happens to them. Like
Exactly. Yeah.
they get minorly yelled at
Exactly.
by their
And then
parents.
something actually really happens and they're genuinely
Like,
so
oh yeah, yeah,
sad and
take this,
upset
take
and
this.
we just think, "Oh, they're just crying cuz something stupid happened again."
Yeah,
That's
yeah. Look,
exactly
take
what it
take
is.
this. Take this situation, right? So a girl posts a YOLO, right? And somebody says something mean. When she posts that YOLO, she acts like she's hurt, a little hurt by it, but like that she's like whatever. It's because they have that emotional wall. But even though, you know why they're like that? Because their friends and their family will back them up and help them. It's because like so then after that mean YOLO post, there'll be like 30 more that reply to the reply. Like the people that replied to the post that was a reply to YOLO saying, "Wow, this person's stupid." And then they say all these things why the person who it was directed towards was like really how they're an amazing person and this person just stupid for saying this anonymously. Like all girls have that. It's because like
It's the
their
emotional backup.
emotions are dealt with.
Yeah, we
Exactly.
all feel the same amount of emotion, just some people show it more than others.
Like I don't. I see more women. I've never seen a man post someone like, "Do not hit me up," or do not talk to me.
Cuz we
Some
will
people do.
get so shit
Yeah,
on
because they'll
if
be
we do
like,
that.
"Oh,
Exactly.
you're just being fucking feminine, and you are a pussy," or where we
Or
have
not even
like
that, or they'll
their
just think it's a
posts
joke.
their posts on like Instagram where it's they have 30 of their friends go, "Oh my god, my bestie's so cute. Look at you, slay queen." Where have you seen that on a man's post? Where have you seen the emotional backup that women get?
And if they do say
Never.
that, they're labeled as gay. They're labeled as gay or
Exactly.
a pussy. Exactly.
It shouldn't be that way. There should be emotional backup on either side. And you've got men where it's you have to have the fucking wall of China as an emotional wall. But men don't handle things as well as we put out. You you throw your emotions to the side when you're in public, but then you really feel it when you're by yourself. You're sitting in your room listening to music, and you realize, damn, I've been consistently bullied and just trashed on for the last month or whatever, and you just sit there and you cry, and you women never see that side of men unless you have a girl or another male friend that is supportive of you or cares about your feelings, but you never see that a man go out and be like post a picture of them crying to a woman or of them crying to another male. You don't do that because that's not how we were raised or brought up, or that's not how society puts us out as.
Bruh.
I
It's
Anyway, do we have anything else to say? It's been about 35 minutes.
Not really. I think
Alright.
that's all.
Haha, penis small. Haha, penis small. Only you called me fat. That's so
Please leave a
mean.
comment.
I'm going to post this on my YOLO and have all my friends back me up. But then,
Okay, I muted him because he's fucking annoying. But please comment with an argument or how you feel about this situation because I think it's a serious problem.
We need it. We really need it.
Get Nay Nay kids.